Another late video because I forgot to do it earlier when I had ample opportunity. So here I am now, once again, sitting outside the supermarket, about to go and get something for my dinner, and recording this just to tick the box. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And actually, today I did have the opportunity to go up to Birmingham to the running show, which is an event that's it's a new event, and it's one I'd actually asked to speak at. So I was introduced to the organisers by a mutual friend of ours, and apparently the organiser did Endure 24 at the same time as me last year, but it wasn't to be. They already had a full schedule and a full lineup, and it is a pretty good lineup. And I would have liked to have spoken, much as I'm moving away from running at the moment. I still would have liked to have been speaking alongside Dame Kelly Holmes, for example. But nevertheless, it would have been a good opportunity to go up there and just hang out. There were plenty of people from my On the Wagon Facebook group. So we did a bit of a live hookup there, which was nice. But the reason I decided not to go up was because having been away all last weekend, balance is a really important part of my life, and it's one of my core values and something that I do kind of value very, very highly. And not just about not being away from home too much, but actually spending time with the family is kind of key. And this weekend was a nice weekend because there's nothing else really kind of mega planned. And I just had a really nice day hanging out with the boys, mostly my wife and Fern. They were off doing something, and we just hung out, did stuff together, went through some of their things they got for Christmas, and just kind of chilled out for the day, which is something I really kind of needed. Much as I love being away and doing my thing, at the weekends, certainly, unless it's something really special, then I'd rather be at home with them. And I think if I hadn't been away last weekend, I'd have jumped at the chance to have gone up there, and I wouldn't have had any problems at all with doing that. But balance for me is an important one. It's actually on tomorrow as well, but same thing. Just need to have this whole weekend where I'm around and available for Team Anderson. It's always going to be important. So yeah, there we go. I did manage to get a bit of work done today as well. Oh, I had another idea for a talk. Something else I was gonna kind of mention, and this is going to be an interesting thing for me, I think, to track, because I have from idea to what my process is for turning it into a thing. And even if it doesn't turn into a thing, what's my process for making that decision about whether or not it is or isn't worthy of having a talk put together about it. So feedback, I've talked about that a couple of times in previous videos, and how I've this year, after Momentum in particular, sort of insulated myself from any attached emotion from any feedback that came through. And fortunately, it's been good, but there have been some bits that I think if I had been a little bit more sensitive, I could have taken personally, and I could have got a bit defensive and decided, well, I don't agree with that, or just fully agree with it and then gone into myself and thought, what, I'm not doing this right. I'm so far behind where I want to be. But because of the processes that I've outlined previously, that didn't happen. I've got on with it. I've taken the bits that I need to take, and I've made decisions about what I can do better in the future. Now, I think that it's quite... I have a suspicion that in the corporate world, especially when you get to kind of high performance, high performers is sales and other parts of organizations, that critical feedback is probably going to be an important part of the growth process. And it's not always an easy thing to take, and to take in a positive way, especially when it's not given particularly constructively. Go to someone like Toastmasters, for example, and it's given very, very constructively, and it's always done in the proverbial shit sandwich. So you get, oh, this is really good, you need to work on this. This is really good as well. But sometimes when we get feedback, it's not given quite like that. So my idea for a talk is to look at strategies you can use to insulate yourself against the negative emotions and meanings that we can attach to feedback that we're given, and how you can grow and at least bounce back from any downers that you may spiral into if you're faced with this out of the blue, and natural reaction. But how do you get back, and how do you start looking at it? Well, what's the takeaway from this? And actually do I agree with it in the first place? Seeing feedback as a gift that you can take or ignore. Well, you've got to accept it, but you don't have to do it. You don't have to use it necessarily. Like getting a knitted jumper from your nan that you don't really want, but you say, thanks, nan, and then you maybe put it at the back of your wardrobe, or you wear it because you feel like you should do. Anyway, that analogy needs a little bit more work. But point being, that's my starting point for an idea. Just had it this morning, and I'm gonna pass it by a couple of people and see what their thoughts are. So a couple of my sort of mentor figures whose opinions I highly respect. See what their thoughts are, and if they think it could turn into an actual talk topic, or if it's a big enough topic to turn into a full talk in its own right, or if it perhaps is just a part of the process, a part of a talk on something else. It's a bit kind of a higher level theme. So yeah, I'm going to keep things moving forward with that. But yeah, checking in and logging the process of going from idea to possibly fully fledged motivational talk. We'll see how it works out. Bye for now.